Hello, children of the night, and welcome to Tarot Nights with the Hanged Empress. Here we do shadow work following the moon, and this week we have a Sagittarius new moon. I was reflecting on what I wanted to come up and present for our Sagittarius new moon, and I really get why in Scandinavian tradition, which most of our calendar was taken from them, that we practice now, but we're in the first stages of the new year, according to the Norse calendar, and that actually makes perfect sense when you think about it, because of the transformative nature that Scorpio season has for us, especially those of us who have been actively participating in our own growth, shadow work, lives. We really did go through some transformations. We experienced some deaths, and shit got real. Things went down, and we saw a lot of new faces attached to old faces, true faces. Some of them were kind of ugly. Some of them were not attractive, but they came out regardless from their transformation. Some of us rose as beasts. Some of us rose as better people. And how we acted and practiced during the explosiveness of the transformation, of the harsh switch up from frozen, solid, fixated Scorpio water energy into that fiery Sagittarius, it really activated something in all of us, and we started participating as new characters, as new people, after going through our chrysalis phase of Scorpio season. So it's all really very interesting. I feel like a lot of us got some new insights on how to better use our tools. Some of them utilize them as weapons. You know, you can do that. Some people didn't really learn anything at all. They weren't doing much. And you can do that too. But it's been interesting, and I think it's going to be an interesting set of reads. So let's get into it. Go, Virgo, go! I don't know how much time we have left. We never know. We never really know, do we? We just gotta go and do, don't we? Because tomorrow's not guaranteed. And we want to say we knew everything we possibly could. I feel like this high priestess is calling my attention. Like, I need to just shut up and get out of my own crystal ball and acknowledge and accept that you have a real question for me. None of this nonsensical banter. We don't have time for this. You just said, now let's get to the point. What's your question, Virgo? Oh, shut up. Get out of your way. Take the first card that fell face down. What is on the horizon? What's out there for me? I've been below the sea for so long. I think there's shore out there. Is there something? What's out there? I need to know. It looks okay. My inquisitive Nine of Wands, super Sagittarian vibe energies coming off of this right now. That, like, the glimmer and glow off of that wand, providing just enough warmth and light Alright. So, dear Queen of Wands, Queen of Pentacles? I feel like we're Queen of Wandsing the Queen of Pentacles. We are kind of living in that have-it-all mentality without actually having it all. It may be a little escapist, delusional to walk about like this, but okay, funny. Alright, let's stop flipping through the pages so quickly. We have what was beneath that Queen of Pentacles was actually the Hermit and the Queen of Swords. Okay, I'm getting an I choose you kind of situation. Like the queens are back to back, and the Hermit is like guiding his light in the direction of the tangible, of the real, of the earth element. The delegation. This Queen of Swords. This is either a choice or transformation or like some kind of utilization. Or caught between the two energies. Well, something very specific here. And I don't know if you yelling at me what you want to know is helping me figure this out. Like, you gotta talk to me. I'm sorry. Hit me up. We can talk about this. But in the yin realm, your words don't make sense. So I'm just gonna keep on going. Five Pentacles graduates, follows by Six Pentacles. We're taking stock, taking inventory of all of our last little pennies and bucks and energies and whatever it is that we've got left. Weird. And we're putting them to use, or figuring out how to put them to use. See, that's why. Because it's like we're not working towards this Temperance Lovers Fool energy. But it's in there, part of it, reflective of it regardless, and that's why like I felt like there was like a choose or a switch of energies or a turning of attentions from someone's light going from one direction into another. It was a very like turning heads kind of scenario. And this Three of Cups just dropped. I was going to say, like, that's why it feels third party, like three, like there was like a competition because of the Three of Cups that was in my hand that was making me think of that third party type situation, but like it just dropped like 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 a jaw drop. Like a straight up jaw drop, like no. Wait. So what I hold is the Page of Wands, the Squire, the youth. It's young Arthur. Like, this hermit is giving me Merlin vibes, always does give me Merlin vibes, you know? It's gotta be the hat, right? I don't know. He's just too boss and cool looking. But, like, the Arthurian tales have been a recurring theme, thought process, allegory correlated to the times in my mind of the late. So, like, in Temperance, the Lovers, and the Fool, it's pick me, but not in a pick me kind of way. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? It's pick me, but in an Arthurian, like, dramatic, dark ages, romantic kind of way, and not like a now kind of pick me way. Like, this is choice, but it's also like destiny foretold kind of like I said, like Arthurian type vibes. Whatever it is we're working with, again, it's more than it looks like or seems like on the surface. There is a have and a hold somewhere in here. Like, I literally forgot about the Three of Cups on the floor. Like, I'm gonna need to remember that. Like, that's important to the deck, guys. But that is how, like, not a part of it anything else, anybody else ever was. Are you ready for the new? Ready for the new? Take the good, take the bad, take everything that you have been given and put it in its proper place and get it in its correct allocations. You know, struggle, strife, not having enough is great motivation. It is great motivation. If you do not let it consume you into a level of greed, you can utilize that struggle and strife to push yourself just that much harder through a process to give yourself that elevation, that escalation. And now, all of a sudden, we're not just piddling and balancing pennies. We are juggling and playing with the entire universe. We're playing with the sources of the entire world, earth, stars around us. It starts as small activities and it becomes a perfectly functioning unit and system. And when you come into that balance of self, the reflection thus causes said jaw to drop. And turn. Turn heads, Virgo. Just go out there and turn heads. Go get it. You know what you're doing. Keep going. Keep working through the balance. Yes, there is turbulence, struggle, strife, all-out war breaking out in some places. Yeah, we're still, like, very much underneath it all. But we're on the lookout. We're keeping on the lookout. We're keeping vigilant. Watching, taking receipts. Keeping those receipts. Don't just keep receipts on other people. Keep receipts on yourself. Check yourself wherever necessary, means applicable. Why? Because if somebody else calls you out on something, you can be like, I said what? When? Where? Are you sure? No, I think documentation says otherwise. Right? So back yourself up. Keep backups on all of that information and put it to use. Don't just let it sit there. Don't just let it fester. Don't just let it rot. Get it up on those scales and get it participating into your cycles and systems. And keep not working on that so that that can come into fruition for you. Because, again, it's really all about your internal journey and aligning yourself to your best performance in order to have that balance of a equally good performer as a counterpart pair for you to bounce off of and work with and conjoin machines, what have you, all of that. Remember that there is that card down there, but also, like, forget about it. Forget about it. It's a non-issue at this point. You're cool, Virgo. You're doing great, honestly. Thank you for sharing. And if you do have any more specific questions, do reach out. It helps to actually actively act in our physical reality. It makes things solid. So, if you have questions, don't be afraid to ask. I'm around. Otherwise, y'all have a fantastic new moon. We'll see you next time.